we're going to take some time now to have a look at how our pigment ink pads can work alongside all of the other ink pads that we've brought out to you. I want to show you how they work in harmony with our water reactive and with our quick dry. That's really important. So I'm just going to show you a couple of examples of what I mean by that, and then we'll do some inking so you can see. So here's a little example of where we've done a harmony water reactive blended background, or you could use your pigment inks for that background as well if you wanted to. And then we've done some stamping, and we've got that beautiful heat emboss on the flower there, that lovely enamelling that you can see. So you see how you build up your layers and textures and get that very different look. Here you can see we've used either our pigment or our harmony water upside down, or our water reactive, and then we've done some white heat embossing over the top to get some layering. This one, and this is what we're going to have a look at, is using watercolour card, and this is using our harmony water reactive to blend the background, some quick dry to get some flat stamping texture, and then some heat embossing to get some raised stamping texture. So you've got real mixed media dimensional textured feel there, which you can build up using all three of the different ink pads that we've got in the collection. And this one is a personal favourite of mine in the Crafty Fairy. This is on our Centura Pearl cardstock, using those pigment inks to blend the background, and look, you now look like you've got metallic pearlescent pigment inks in all of those 36 colours by just blending over a piece of pearlescent cardstock. So lots of different things you can do there for your layering. Now, how do you layer? So I've got a piece of watercolour cardstock here, and I'm going to use my 3 favourite colour combinations. Shall I use my favourites, or shall I try and mix it up and be a bit different? Because I'm boring. I know, because I like those colours. They just speak to me. And funnily enough, here they are right at my fingertips. So it would be rude not to, wouldn't it? I've got fuchsia, crushed velvet, and lemon tonic. They're my favourites, and this is going to show you exactly how to achieve this exact result here. So what I've got with my pigment is them ready there, and then if I reach over here, I'm going to get my harmony water reactive. So I've got my fuchsia again, my lemon tonic again, and my harmony water reactive, and then my crushed velvet. Oh, I dropped him. Oopsie daisy, here he is, I've got him. And then my crushed velvet, and then I'll reach over in a second and I'll get exactly the same from my quick dry. In fact, I'll get them now. So I've got my pink, my purple, and my lemon tonic here in my quick dry. So you can see how I've got all of my ink pads from, let me bring these down here so you can see them, all of my ink pads from the 3 different collections in the same colours and how they're going to work together. So the first thing we're going to do is blend the background. So I'll just move the quick dries out the way for now. So I've got my harmony water reactive for my watercolour cardstock. I'm sure you've watched me do this before, but if you haven't, pop along to our YouTube channel and you'll see lots of examples there of how to do this. Oh, it isn't crushed velvet I use. Oh, I've made a mistake. I can't continue because I've left out my favourite. It's the turquoise. Yes, it has to be added in because it wouldn't work otherwise. See, I'm a creature of habit. Do you have favourites at home? I'm sure you do. Creature of habit. I need the correct 3 colours. I've got the correct 3 colours now. All is well in my world. I wouldn't have slept tonight if I had got that wrong. Okay, so first of all, let's start with the pink. So I'm going to pick up my pink, and I've got my blending tool. Blending tool, follow along. Pop on our website, you'll see them there. But I've got my blending tool, and I've got my watercolour cardstock, and I'm just blending in. You've seen me do this before. My pink ink to start getting that beautiful harmony blended background. There we go. So I'm just putting it in a few random places. Doesn't have to be precise, and you'll see why in a second. Okay, so there's the pink. I'm going to replace my little sponge, get a new sponge. So I always use a different sponge for a different colour when you're doing your harmony backgrounds. I'm then going to get my yellow lemon tonic here. My husband is convinced I love the lemon tonic colour because of my affinity with a little gin and tonic every now and again. He could be right. He could be right. Okay, there we go. Let's blend that on there. And I'm going to put it in a little place down here too, just a little bit, and you'll see why in a second. Now, can you see, this is why we love these ink pads, and the same happens with the pigment ones, you'll see in a second. But when you blend over your Harmony, look, it's gone from yellow to peach. You see how those colours are layering up? So you're going to be able to do the same, and then I'm going to take my next little blender, and I'm going to use the Parakeet now, which is my turquoise. And I'm going to blend this in place. Here we go. So if I blend this in, you'll see where it goes over the pink, it becomes purple. Where it goes over the yellow, it becomes green. So you've seen this before. You can go and watch the YouTube, so you know how these work. But it's nice for you to see it in the flesh as it's happening. Okay, so I've blended a background, and you know, you'll take a bit longer and make sure it's a bit more gorgeous, but you get the idea. So they're my three colours of Harmony, Water Reactive, and I've blended myself a background. Now what I'm going to do is bring in my three Quick Dry in the same colour family. And I'm going to pop along to my swirly stamps here and get one of the lovely swirls that I like. There we go. And then with my rocker block, where is he? There he, oh, here he is, lovely, found him. I'm going to pop this on here. Do you know what it is? The rocker block needs a clean. So I'm going to get a clean rocker. There we go. That's better. Lovely. So acrylic stamp on there now. Now I'm going to layer up with my Quick Dry ink some of these lovely swirls. So I'm just using my Quick Dry, and then I'm going to choose where I would like to put the swirl. And actually I'm going to have this swirl over the blue, because it's the blue Quick Dry over the blue, over the Parakeet Quick Dry over the Parakeet Harmony. So stamp that there, and look how we get that lovely tone on tone. Give it a quick clean, because I'm going to use the same swirl. So give it a quick clean. I've just got my piece of thing here. Quick clean, there we are, just to get the Parakeet off, because I don't want to contaminate my next ink pad. Quick clean and dry. I'm doing it on my dress, you won't do that at home. And then I'm going to take my pink Quick Dry now. So this is my Fuchsia Quick Dry. And I'm going to go over the pink area with that. So I'm building up a background, and I'm just stamping off as well. Look at that, beautiful tone on tone. And then another quick clean, just so you can see how it happens, and then you'll be able to see what I've done. Drying it on my dress, you don't do that at home. Mind you, so here's a thing. I crafted my dressing gown, and my dressing gown has, it isn't the colour it started when we bought it, let's put it that way, because I do clean my ink pads on my dressing gown. Sorry, I know, dirty crafter. Let me know if you've got any habits like that at home. I'd really be interested to find out. And look, I've got that lovely tone on tone with that little swirl there as well. Looks gorgeous, doesn't it? So you would continue building those up in that way with your Quick Dry. And so what you've got there is almost like a watermark, a self effect of the blended background, and then that lovely Quick Dry on top to do the layering. Now what I'm going to do is take my anti-static pad. I'm going to give it a quick blast, because I just want to be sure that the Harmony underneath is dry, which it will be, and the Quick Dry is obviously dry because it's Quick Dry. And then with my anti-static pad, I'm going to give that a little rub just to absorb any excess moisture, because now what we're going to do is exactly the same thing with that same stamp, but this time with our pigment ink pads. So I've got, again, the Parakeet in the pigment ink pad, okay? And I'm going to stamp this. Let's just say here. We'll worry about where the colours are in a second. And then clean in between, remember. Quick Dry. And then I'm going to do the same with the yellow. Okay, and I'm going to do that over here because I want to show you how opaque and beautiful it is, and we'll get that with the embossing powder in a second. quick clean with that one. Let's get the lids back on as well so they're all on the right place. That's lovely. And then the pink one finally. And you'll see the difference in what we can build up. So we've got the pink one on there. And then if I stamp this one here just alongside for now, you'll take more care at home. I'm just showing you how it works. Then I want my scrap piece of paper. I want my embossing powder. And what will happen is the embossing powder will only stick to the pigment images that I've just stamped. It won't stick to anything else. So knock that off. There we go. And so the 3 that I've just stamped with the pigment ink pad, when I heat emboss, now will have a glossy raise effect. The ones that I stamped with the quick dry will stay matte and flat in the background, and my watercolour background that I've just blended will be in the background. So you've got 3 layers of texture with different look and feel that you've been able to build up with colours that match across 3 very different types of ink pad. So there's one. So that was the yellow one. Sorry, that was the pink one. This is the parakeet, the blue one. And then down here, we've got our yellow one. And that would be a lovely glossy effect down there. And then if I pick this up and show it to you, you'll be able to see the ones that are glossy and the ones that are flat in the background. You can see that there. And then you've got that lovely harmony and all of those colours match in. So when you take more time to build that up, this is what you're going to end up with, where you've got that lovely harmony water reflective background. And actually when I flash this, look up here, you can see the difference. I would like you to look at this area when I wiggle it at you. You can see you've got the harmony water reactive background. You can see where it's heat embossed, you're getting that flash of a shine. But you can see where it's the quick dry ink pad, the pink one, that it's not actually flashing, where it's nice and flat.